Hey, I'm going to be reading some prayers slash affirmations slash spells um from my favorite book ever. This is Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I recommend this book to everyone. And yeah, if you don't read it, you can have a piece of it from me. It's my gift for you. Okay? My body and all its organs were created by the infinite intelligence in my subconscious mind. It knows how to heal me. Its wisdom fashioned all my organs, tissues, muscles, and bones. This infinite healing presence within me is now transforming every cell of my being, making me whole and perfect. I give thanks for the healing I know is taking place at this time. Wonderful are the works of the creative intelligence within me. So if you're sick or dealing with any kind of disease, mental, physical, I would play that over or go ahead and write it down, recite it over. And some verses, I guess, that I have saved from here. Whatever you pray for in faith, you will receive. Matthew 21:22. That is very true. And sometimes we pray in faith things that we don't want. Like we wish bad luck on ourselves. People get really caught up on like the evil eye and like, oh, this person's sending me the evil eye. You send yourself the evil eye every single day. That you say something mean, that you say that you're incapable, that you act as an insecure person, that you believe people are sending you bad energy, like you are doing that yourself. Notice how the subconscious mind heals a cut on your finger. It knows exactly how to do it. The doctor dresses the wound and says nature heals it. But nature is nothing more than another name for natural law, the law of the subconscious mind. The instinct of self-preservation is the first law of nature, and self-preservation is the foremost function of the subconscious mind. Your strongest instinct is the most potent of all autosuggestions. Whew, this is like making my throat dry. Your mind is not evil. No force of nature is evil. It depends upon how you use the powers of nature. Use your mind to bless, heal, and inspire all people everywhere. You build a new body every 11 months. Change your body by changing your thoughts and keeping them changed. When your mind is relaxed and you accept an idea, your subconscious goes to work and accepts the idea. That is why meditation is like in the morning for me is the best time, or really late at night, like as I'm falling asleep. I am playing good things in my head. I'm reciting little affirmations, or I'm playing a video that is like subliminals so that they're being played for me. That your mind is very malleable in those states where you're either just coming out of slumber or going into slumber. It's like that in between state. And so oftentimes when I like wake up in the middle of the night, which I do sometimes, I will immediately, it's like a habit now, tell myself things. And because my brain is like half awake, they're like very silly and like vague and simple affirmations, like you are loved, and you are, sometimes I'm literally just like, you're awesome, you're epic, you're safe. And I just like tell myself that those things like over and over again. And also like first thing in the morning, it will set the tone of your day. And whether or not you can get a morning and a night routine like down is okay. Like start where you're at. If having, a morning and a night routine is a lot right now, like you're like, I can barely like get up and wash my face and like take a shower, like, and you can only do one, just pick one, okay? Because how you get to sleep is also important. There's this saying like, um, rest in peace, wake in joy. So if you go to sleep very like peaceful and you clear your mind before you go to bed, like taking a shower, should be one of the last steps, or something that I like to do. One of the last steps of my night routine. And so then I take a shower and I literally am like cleansing myself in the shower under the water. And then as I'm like rubbing lotion onto my body afterwards, I'm like saying kind things. I'm like rubbing love into my skin. Like your body is absorbing the words. And like body movement, stretching, anything that will relax your body. Like you don't have to go into like a full vinyasa flow. You can just like lay on your back and maybe do like a little supine pose. Maybe literally just like lay flat on your back and like calm down a little bit. Like take deep breaths. If you had a really hectic day, like as much as you just want to like sleep it off, journal it out so that it's on paper and no longer in your mind. Because whether or not it's at the forefront, it is now in your subconscious mind. And it's those little things that get into your mind and like get pushed back and get repressed, that like these beliefs are built on, and major beliefs will be built on. And so if you had a really stressful day and a really hard day and you don't address it, you don't write it down, you don't get rid of it, you don't observe it and let it pass, and you just try to like suppress it and like sleep it off or just be like, okay, whatever, um it's still in there. It's still in there, and now it's growing roots. And maybe you had a bad day where like you felt bad about yourself. Like we all have days where we feel like a little bit ugly. It's okay. Like you had a little ugly day, and maybe you felt really fucking ugly that day, and you were like telling yourself that, um, or maybe you were running late to an appointment, and you were like, "Fuck, I'm always so late." Like I'm so mad at myself, and you didn't like write it down or like process that and let it observe and pass. um Maybe now like you're building or you're deepening beliefs that like you're not responsible, you're not on time, like you should be upset with yourself, you're not worthy, like some serious like beliefs based off of like one little fucking silly thing that like you already are gonna forget about like in a few days. um so it's really important to clear your mind. There's lots of simple ways to do it. Um, I think too, like meditation, and I know everyone says that, and it is only until you like take it seriously and actually like try that you will reap the benefits. There's no such thing as being bad at meditation. Like having thoughts during meditation doesn't make you bad at meditating at all. Like, you know, everyone starts somewhere, and even the most mindful looking people can, meditate and still have loads of thoughts going on, and it's not just perfect stillness. And it changes every single day, and it changes every single time you meditate. If you were to meditate multiple times throughout the day, you would have multiple like experiences with your meditation. That's why meditating in the morning, preferably after a night routine where you flushed away um, everything and are kind of coming in with a clean slate, and hopefully like positive thoughts from your sleep that you maybe like programmed in through subliminals or just visualizing right before you go to bed and as you drift off to sleep, and you wake up and your mind is like, your subconscious is flowing from that, is branching off, and your day is about to be foundationed on what you fell asleep believing and hearing. So then, if right away in the morning you meditate on those feelings and you further and you deepen those things and beliefs that you are reprogramming in your brain, you just built a powerhouse. You just built a powerhouse. Okay, so for example, if you went to bed and you did your routine of whatever it is for you, like cleansing yourself and giving yourself like a peaceful mind, playing your little subliminals, maybe just saying, repeating something to yourself before you go to sleep, like, I'm a money magnet. I am responsible enough to manage big amounts of money. Whatever it is, whatever your specific affirmation is or visual is, and you go to sleep to that, and your subconscious is at like work the entire night, which is also why it's really important to make sure you get a good, peaceful, restful night, because your mind's gonna be going to work. Like, that puppy is powerful. What our body can do for us is amazing. And if you aren't like stressed the fuck out, it has to do a lot less. And that has something to do with why it is like preferred not to eat right before you go to sleep or super late at night, because digesting food is something that like your body has to do. Like, and it takes work and it takes brain power. And if your brain has to focus on digesting a heavy meal that you ate right before you go to bed while you're sleeping, that's what it's doing. Instead of maybe if you didn't eat that meal, it would have all of that energy, it would have all of that time to, heal and do things besides digest food, like heal like different parts of your body. Which is also why fasting is such an amazing tool for reprogramming and essentially resetting your body and mind. But that is a whole other video. Where were we? Yeah. So let's go back to this. Okay, so ideally you're calmed down, you're going to bed, you cleared everything, you didn't really eat a big meal right before bed, so your mind can go to sleep and put all of its magical power and work into like bringing all of the frequency of those thoughts that you were thinking, like, all into your body. All into your body. Because when you're asleep, you can't be distracted by all this little dumb stuff that you're distracted with when you're awake. Like looking at your phone every 5 minutes, seeing if he texted you. Like that little thing that you're mad at because that person, whatever. Or like thinking about whatever you're thinking about. The distractions that are just life. Like, okay? Um, your brain can do so much when it can just focus on one thing. But the thing is, we often don't give it the time or the space to focus on one thing. We can be so mean to our mind, and we can overwork it like crazy and be so critical of how it thinks, even though it's literally just doing its best. So, yeah. And you go to sleep with that, and you wake up, and there's a deep healing and transformation that's already happening in your body just from saying those thoughts, just from clearing your mind and setting an intention before bed. And you quite literally wake up a new person. And what happens is when we just wake up the next day and we completely disregard those beliefs that we were trying to reprogram into our brain, or that we're trying to program into our brain, and we go about our day with our old beliefs, like you just took 2 steps back for the steps that you took forward. But if you were to wake up in the morning and deepen those beliefs. Do affirmations, do a meditation, act as if the person that believes the beliefs that you are programming into yourself. So if you want to believe that you are wealthy, you want to believe that you are gorgeous, you want to believe that you are the smartest person ever, whatever you want to believe, act as that person. If you want to believe that you are healthy, if that's a belief that you want to program into your mind, that you are naturally a very healthy person and you make healthy choices, you're going to go about your day doing that, playing that role. And it's not about being perfect, because even a naturally healthy person like myself still does unhealthy things, like smoke cigarettes occasionally, do something unhealthy, like have something that's unhealthy, like a processed food. That doesn't make me a not naturally healthy person, you know? So when something happens that doesn't match your new belief, or you do something that you feel doesn't align with your new belief, not like focusing so much on it, not being like, oh, fuck, we're just gonna go with that example that I had given, like, fuck, I ate this and I wasn't supposed to and it's not healthy, and I didn't blah 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 blah. I have to try harder tomorrow. Like I need to not do this blah 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 whatever. A naturally healthy person wouldn't think that way. A naturally healthy person isn't gonna be so pressed about having a dessert when, you know, 80% of the time, like they're healthy. Like they're not tripping on that. And so now you, as someone who is a naturally healthy person based off of your new programming, you're not going to care either, and you're not going to harp on that either. Are you starting to see what I say? And so I guess it's this sense of where people be delusional. It's being delusional. Like if you're the type of girl or the type of person to like trip up on breaking your diet or whatever goal that you have, whatever it is, like you are, every time you do that, you're just like deepening and furthering, getting yourself further away from the things that you want, because like you're putting them on a pedestal. So like the things that you want are right in front of you. They're not like, you don't have to find them. They're there. They're like with you. They're here presently. There's nothing in your mind that you desire that you don't already have, because if you have the thought and if you have that desire, by cosmic law, you have it already. You would not be able to even think of that desire if it was not already yours. Like things don't just poof, like randomly like come to existence. If the past and the present and the future are all like just, it's all just, time is an illusion. Like if you have this desire that in the future you're a crazy hot rich soccer mom MILF, you are, because your future self that is that person is also you right now. So maybe you don't have the Lululemon bag and you're not driving the G-Wagon, and you don't have like, you know, your fridge stocked with a Whole Foods haul right now, but you already have it, because you have it in the future, and your future self is still you, and what you have in the future is like you still have it. We're going on so many little tangents. When you start to like realize that manifestation is like that, and one of the best things that you can do is cut out affirmations that start with like I will, I can, I want. Like that's putting it on a pedestal. Like I said, it is right in front of you. It's not something that you have to outwardly search for. You just have to look. You just have to accept it. But when you're like, I want this thing, and then put it up there further away from you. I want it. I want it. Like it's right here. You could just be like, I have it. It's mine. Um, an analogy that I've used to kind of help people comprehend how manifestation works is like once you manifest something or you set the intention that for like a desire, um, let's use the example you want to manifest a certain amount of money. Let's say you set that intention, you do whatever you do, whether it's just thinking it, writing it down, whatever, and then bada boom. All right, it's coming. Like think about it as if you ordered something and it's coming for delivery. Like it's being processed by the warehouse. Then the warehouse is gonna like bring it to the shipping facility. Then the shipping facility is gonna like put it in the car, and then then they're gonna drive it or whatever all the way until that delivery man is at your house on your doorstep, and you have that thing that you ordered from the universe and it's delivered. So, like when you order something online and you bought it and it's yours and you set that intention and you did what you needed to do to purchase it, click, 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 like in the meantime of it like being processed and delivered to you, you're not like, oh, I want it. I want it. Like, I need to get it. Like, no, it's coming. Like, you already got it. Like, you know what I mean? You already got it. You already placed the order, mama. Like, you placed the order, it's just out for delivery. And every single time that you are, like, being like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, you are, like, telling the universe, like, put it on hold. Like, you keep, like, ordering, like, the same thing and, like, glitching it and it being like, oh, wait, what's going on? Like, so that's why, like, disattachment is so important for manifestations, which is a lot, can be, like, easier said than done. Because when you just keep thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about how badly you want it, when you are constantly in a state of wanting, you are not in a state of having. You cannot have what you want. You can only have what you have. So, yeah, I hope that makes sense. And that's also why gratitude is the best thing, like grounding yourself in gratitude and having a gratitude practice, whatever it um, is so important. It is literally magic. It is the secret sauce, um, because you can't have what you want. And if you start to show gratitude for what you have, you'll only have more. Like when you're having a good day, like maybe your day starts off right. Maybe you woke up and like the house was clean, like everything just went right, like you got a free coffee, like you were getting all green lights, whatever it is. Like there's a reason why like that momentum keeps going and like you keep seeing good things happening on your good day because you made it a good day. Because you chose to notice, oh my gosh, my home looks beautiful right now when I woke up. Like I'm so grateful that it's clean. I'm so grateful to have this home right now. Oh, I'm so grateful to get this drink that I like my little matcha. Oh, I'm so grateful I'm able to do that. Oh, I'm so grateful that the lights are green. Versus if you just went on your day, you just woke up mindlessly, like rushed, you're not gonna notice, like, oh, my home is clean. You're not gonna even have time to go get your matcha, girl. And so then you have a lot less to be grateful for. And you're waking up discombobulated and mad at the world already before 9 p.m. And you're wondering why you're having a bad day when you're looking for a bad day. When you set a bad day the moment that you decided to wake up and not have gratitude. Um, and you can have gratitude even in a unattractive and like environment. You know, that is something that I think too is often is misinformed. I guess that you need to like have a certain beauty and aesthetic or whatever, to be grateful for your life and to be grateful for what you have. I am someone who is big on aesthetics. Like, my life is very dreamy and beautiful because I make it that way. Because I am the curator of my life, and so it's beautiful. Like, when I was in trap houses, I was still taking little pictures of what I perceived as beautiful, posting them on my little blog, whatever, my little Tumblr, and like people saw the vibe because I made it beautiful. Because the way that like that drink was purple and looked so whimsical and pretty, I made it beautiful. Someone else could just walk by it or not give a fuck and it's not beautiful. Um, when I was homeless in New York and bouncing from place to place, like at that time, I was having so many people be like, "Your life looks so dreamy," like all of this, all of that. Uh, damn, really? Like, because I'm over here like posting everything that I'm seeing that's beautiful. Like when I'm walking through a neighborhood and the trees arch up and meet a perfect way that it looks like a portal, and I think that's beautiful, and I'm gonna take a picture because I want to amplify the beauty that I see, because I want to share it. Because when you can have multiple people on the same frequency and make multiple people feel, even if it's only to a certain percentage of what you feel, like I feel that this is beautiful, it's making me feel like happy. You just like amplified that frequency, and now these other people raised their frequency, and now it's just like a giant fucking orb of good vibes. um, yeah, so many little tangents. Um, and yeah, romanticize whatever the fuck you can. People will hate on people. I've seen it like for romanticizing their life. Don't give a fuck. Like, and we'll do it and we'll do it again and blah blah blah. Like, people want you to be miserable sometimes because they feel that they're not entitled to happiness and to joy until they earn it. So when you show that, like, oh no, I'm happy and I'm joyful and life is great, like, and I don't gotta do anything to earn it, it's just an innate thing, they're mad because they're like, uh-uh, I gotta get a certain amount of money before I could be happy. I gotta look a certain way. I gotta reach a certain body before I can be happy. I gotta. And so then they project that onto you. And that's also why it's so important to be very conscious of who you surround yourself with. Um, which is one of the reasons like why I've always hesitated to like be so immersed in like social media. Like from someone else's perspective, they're probably like, "Girl, like cuz I grew up an internet kid, but like interacting and like caring about like an algorithm or anything like that, that was never my thing because I don't want to be influenced by these people that I don't know. I don't know their frequency. I don't know their energy. I don't know their intentions. Um, and yeah, so like disconnecting yourself from people that just like don't pass the vibe check. And people always want to ask me like, "Oh, well, what are the red flags?" Girl, your gut feeling. Your gut feeling. I'm sorry, but if you cannot dictate what feels good and what doesn't in your body, you have a lot of work to do. Your first priority should not be like going to the gym five times a day and grinding and having three jobs and do. No, girl, how about you get present into your body first? How about you make that mind and body and soul and spirit connection first? How about you pray first? Because all of those external things are not going to change what needs to be changed internally. Um, and yeah, like practice that. Practice things that make you use your intuition. Like those little things that are like uh pick a color or like guess what color I'm thinking of. Whatever, like little things like that. That sounds silly, but that like is strengthening your intuition. And I can be around someone and they can be like the most outwardly like sweet, kind person. They can seem great, whatever. And other people can't feel what I feel, but I feel like in my gut, I'm just like, something's off. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad person. I don't really believe that someone is inherently like bad or good. It's just either they're matching my frequency and the frequency that I want to emit and that I choose, or they're not. And someone who is self righteous, someone who is unhealthy, someone who's mean, someone who's inconsiderate, someone who is, you know, a pessimist, someone who gossips a lot, someone who's broke, like, that's just not, that's not the frequency that I'm on. Like, maybe that's what I'm feeling. And there's a reason why, like, everyone that I surround myself with is, like, just amazing. It really does not have to do with, like, the fact that, like, I searched for these people or, like, I handpicked them. They, like, it just happened. They all found me because whatever that saying is, like, birds of a feather flock together. And it's true. If you don't like the people that you're around, if you're constantly like gossiping about them, like, babes, I don't think you like yourself because um um so like friend groups that are like constantly like talking about each other and always got like some chisme going on, like clip it, be by yourself, be by yourself until you raise your frequency and you naturally attract the people and the things that match your frequency. It's just law. It's not something that's like hopeful that you have to be like hopeful for. It's just law. Like, you raise your frequency, you set the tone of who you are, what you want, like the energy that you want to emit, and everything that is aligned with that and everything that also like fits that channel comes your way. And something that I can also strongly suggest is that you don't wait to figure out why you don't have a good feeling about something before disconnecting yourself from it. I've done that a lot as someone who's like very over analytical and um, just wants to make sense of everything. Sometimes I can feel some kind of way about a situation, about a person, whatever, and not yet know why. I'm like, but they seem great, or like, but this option, like, on paper seems like it's the better option for me to take, like, the safer option for me to take, but like, for some reason, like, it doesn't feel right. Like, this doesn't feel right. It's hard for me to talk to this person. It's hard for me to like choose this person or choose this option. Um, and there's a difference between like something being hard because like you're just like unattracted to it, and something being like hard because you're scared, like, and like nervous about it. Because behind fear are your biggest blessings. But yeah, sometimes like being able to discern when to like take a step back and not needing to like figure it all out before you do. That's like um I don't know, like if you were in a room with a bomb that was about to explode, like, would you suddenly like decide to be like a hero, and it's literally just like you in the room with the bomb, and be like, "Ah, I gotta figure out why the bomb is here. I gotta figure out like why it's going off. I gotta figure out like, no, bitch, go, go before the bomb goes off." And so many times we get ourselves stuck into situations where the bomb went off because we spent time trying to figure it out when we didn't need to do that. That was unnecessary energy. It maybe came from a good place, like, you know, but slap on the wrist, like, no, next time you dip. You do not need to figure things out. You do not need to be a detective and overanalyze everything, you know, before you just step away from it. You are allowed to just make decisions because you just want to. And you can have people that are like, but I don't like get like why you're doing, or like I don't know why you're doing this, or I don't understand like why, or like when when you try to like clip somebody or take a step back and like they're just like very like gaslighty and like try to like still sink their claws into you, and you're just like, no, like it be making people mad. It makes people mad because they want to know why. They're like, they want that closure for themselves. But you know what? When you're stuck with just yourself, everything becomes a mirror. And if you just sit with yourself and you recognize it, you don't need the closure from nobody. You are like the closure. Just take a look at yourself. And yeah, that was a very long tangent, but I'm glad that I got to share that reading with you guys and share this little flow thought. Manifestation and just the power of your subconscious mind is something that I'm very like passionate about. I've done so much research on my own. I healed my own body through like from a lung disease, and I would say from like a lot of like mental diseases. And so like it's not something that I just like know through books. It's something that I've experienced, which literally just created more curiosity for me to look into it. But this is an amazing book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Get this book and get a journal designated for the practices that this book introduces. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and the light within me sees the light within you. Namaste.